Thank you. We'll start the press conference. Thank you so much. If it's Manoj Bajpayee, there has to be this enthusiasm, whether it's the audience or the press. We all know that a new film of Manoj has released, which is Zoram. It's getting rave reviews, and he's here with us to do the master class in the 29th Kolkata International Film Festival. We are now open to y'all. Ananda is here with us, and of course Raj. So Ananda.
In Bizarra, the misunderstood husband in The Family Man, the raw officer in Naam Shabana, the idealistic yet idiosyncratic advocate in Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai, or the challenging role of the gay professor in Aligarh. Manoj Bajpayee. Manoj Bajpayee ji, yet you were refused admission in NSD. So what do you have to say? I mean, do you have anything to say now? Or what would you tell them if you meet them?
Actually, first of all, good afternoon, everyone. And thank you very much for coming and taking effort in covering my session. To answer your question, I must tell you that I'm always very thankful to NSD. When I look back, I also realize how much they made me work just so that I could get into National School of Drama. It will always be an ideal institution for me, and I wish I could be 25 again so that I could try all over again to get into National School of Drama. That's the kind of place it has in my mind, and I'll always be grateful to them for really making me work harder on myself outside the institute. And now I go there with all the humility. I go there, I'm invited to take few sessions for the children there, and I always come back so enriched. When I come back, I interact with the students, the teachers, and so many senior teachers who are my directors outside. So you learn quite a lot just by being there, and what a fantastic theatre institute that we have in this country. But it is also very sad that we are not taking great care of it.
The next question I would like to ask you is that you have said somewhere that you come from a feudal family, a feudal background, yet you chose mediums which are tools of democratization, like theatre and cinema. Who or what inspired you to think differently?
I think I will give all the credit to my father, because after the division of the land, he was left with almost nothing, and he had 6 children to bring up, and without any malice, without any frustration, without feeling really bogged down by the situations of the family, circumstances of the family, he made sure that each and every child at least become graduate. And he succeeded in doing that. And other than that, he always wanted us to just fly, and fly using our wings. I think I'm the child of that father who always took a back seat. When it came to taking major decisions, he left it to my mother. So my mother was someone who was taking all the major decisions of our life, for the family. It was never my father. I know people ask me, don't you think that women of the country should be empowered? And I'm puzzled. Because I have, from my childhood, I have seen a woman who was completely empowered. And we were so scared of my own mother, and also felt indebted to her for really bringing us up so well. and in an environment which has helped us, in the long run, in whatever we all have chosen to do in our life. So yes, it was feudal earlier, my family, but with the division of land, suddenly we were almost at the lower rank of the society. But it was thanks to my father and his no-die attitude that we managed to live well and get good education. I think everything about me and the democratization that you are talking about, it all came from him. Yeah.
Wonderful. Actually, yesterday we were speaking to Anurag Kashyapji, who also had the same thing to say about that his everything stems from his education and his family.
Right.
That they are the ones who helped him fly, think differently. So we'll ask you. We would like to ask you: do you watch Bengal? Have you watched Bengali films ever?
I very rarely I watch Hindi films. I watch good Bengali films, Malayalam films. Most of the time, on OTT platforms, I'm mostly watching Kannada films or Malayalam films or Bengali films or Tamil films, the films which matter to me.
Okay.
I'm a fan of mainstream films, but sadly, mainstream films have not been making great films.
Yeah.
I want my country's mainstream cinema to really deal with a good story, a story which is rooted like it used to be earlier in 70s, in 60s. Mr. Bachchan was a mainstream superstar, and all his characters were so rooted. They were really representing this society. And then the heroes never looked anything else. They always looked like they are the people, they are the real representative of the masses.
Yeah.
But over the years, we lost those heroes.
Yeah. Right.
Now our heroes are mostly Greek gods that we are not. And Nawazuddin Siddiqui in his interview he said such a nice thing, that people call me and Manoj Bajpayee sir unconventional actors. Actually, we are the most conventional people because that's how the entire country looks like. Okay? The people who are looking like Greek gods are unconventional because that's not how mostly the Indians look like. So yeah, I watch all kind of films, but since the coming of OTT, it has given us a chance to watch all the films that we missed out earlier because of those films not being accessible to us.
Yeah, that's right. So we are having a wonderful exhibition on Mrinal Sen. If you have the time, do take a look. Well,
I have seen Mrinal does almost all the films.
yeah.
So,
So you must take a look at the.
right.
Okay, so now that you're here at the Calcutta Film Festival and you can see the media are so enthusiastic, and I can assure you that the hall will be overcrowded. Take a can of oxygen with you.
Okay.
Because it will be really stuffy, I'm sure. Because there's so many, you have a huge fan base here. It's an Ektara Moncho, okay? So, what other kind? Okay, maybe you leave it for the workshop, but maybe one or two things if you can talk here
About
what you are going to talk about.
Okay, mostly I'm actually going to use this opportunity of being in Calcutta to my advantage. My film Joram has released, and this is a very important film of my career. It is getting rave reviews and applause from the audience, whoever has gone and watched it. So I want my media friends to really write about it, watch it, write about it, review it, and spread the word, because now is the time when these kind of films start working or getting audience inside the theater viewing will be back to its normal self, because the films which people are going to watch are all pot boilers, right? They should also get the same respect as all the mainstream commercial films. And for that it is very important that the media people spread the word, encourage the audience to get inside the theater and watch such a magnificent film that Devashish Makhija, who is from Calcutta, so that these directors or like-minded directors can get encouragement, get enthused to make these kind of films more and more.
Absolutely. So, my friends in the media, please do promote his latest film.
This side, Manojji.
And you have just one more question. You've hit a purple patch in your career.
Right.
We have hit a purple patch in your career. Sirf Ek Banda Kafi Hai has broken all viewership records on OTT platforms. So please tell us, does the thought of audience expectations in 2024 excite you or intimidate you?
No, it doesn't. I don't get intimidated by the expectations because I expect a lot from my own self, more than the audience expect. Their expectation. I have to, I have to meet the expectation that I have from my actor. I work very hard. I choose very carefully and intelligently. So I'm never thinking about what audience is going to expect from me. I'm always thinking about, will I rise to the occasion? Will I be an improved actor? Will I do something very different? I'm always on that lookout. Yeah.
Thank you.
Manojji, this
Now
side.
we'll start off প্রেস কনফারেন্সের কিছু নিয়ম আছে, আর বিশেষ করে আমি থাকলে নিয়মের বাইরে কিছু ঘটবে না। ওকে, সো এক নম্বর হচ্ছে আমি দু তিনটে কথা আমার বন্ধুদের বলে নিতে চাই। সেটা হচ্ছে we have a master class right after this, so there cannot be any one-to-one after this. Whatever questions you have, you are kindly requested to ask right now, and we have half an hour's time. The first hand was raised here, and we'll start the first question. Take the first question. And we will take questions only by raising of the hand and nothing else.
Manojji, in Joram, whatever I have read, that you had to shoot inside the mine ore. How challenging was that? That's number one question. Second question is that you play the real life heroes over the years. So Bollywood or the film industry has a glitz and glamour. So how do you stay away from that and play this character? How challenging is that?
Okay. When you are working in 49-degree outside the mine, and when you get inside the open mine, suddenly it is 55-degree, and that too, the direct sun is kind of coming on you. But when you look at the workers there, they are not shooting; they are actually working, right? And that's their life. They have not chosen that life; they are forced to do this because of the circumstances. And also that used to kind of humble us up completely. And also when you are working in this kind of a film, it is very challenging to really work for that long hour and finish that day's work. So you are completely distracted, you are focused, you are into your own zone. You are not thinking about winter or heat or anything or dust. That was too much. But at the same time, I had to take care of 3-month-old baby who was always there on the set, taking care of that baby while you were performing. That was the toughest thing for me because here was a responsibility which was given to me in every shot to not only perform and perform well, but also look after the baby because it's a fragile life, Nothing could happen to her. Even when I'm doing action or running or jumping, baby is always with me. So yes, we took that was a dangerous thing to do, but there was a team of 3 people assigned by the production who were really were meant to take care of the baby. But when the shot was on, baby was with me, okay? In all kind of scenes, I had to always keep in mind that this is someone else's baby and it is my responsibility to take care of her. She should not be hurt at all.
And my second question was about the Bollywood glitz and glamour. How do you stay away from that to play the real life heroes?
As an audience also, when I was not in cinema, I was doing theatre. I have seen many of the actors come and gone, right? Do we talk about Dilip Saab now? No. Soumitra Chatterjee Saab? No. Ray Saab? Not that much. So what happens? Such greats, who are part of our life. Suddenly, once they are gone, when you're sitting and talking about cinema, that is the time you talk about Mr. Ray. Otherwise, you are just moving on with your life. So that's the truth. That once you exit from the scene, everything is gone. So that kind of always make me much more humble and force me to really approach my profession with a lot of humility. I am thankful not only to God but also to the audience and the directors for giving me all the choices. But I also know that I have to make the most of it before I leave and feel satisfied looking at my filmography, because everything else is temporary.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll take the next question from the lady out there.
मैं भारती जैनानी प्रभात खबर से हूँ।
जी।
मेरा सवाल है सर, आप पश्चिमी चंपारण के बेतिया गांव से हैं, तो आपके पिताजी आपको डॉक्टर बनाना चाहते थे। आपको लगता है सर वहाँ के बिहार के जो यंगस्टर्स हैं, जो रंगमंच से जुड़े हुए हैं, थिएटर से जुड़े हुए हैं, उनके लिए बॉलीवुड में कुछ संभावना है सर?
देखिए, पहली बात तो मैं सबसे दरख्वास्त करूंगा कि बॉलीवुड मत बोलिए। कृपया करके बॉलीवुड मत बोलिए। मुझे बहुत दुख होता है, दर्द होता है। दूसरी बात ये कि देखिए, मेरे पिताजी चाहते थे कि मैं डॉक्टर बनूं, कभी उन्होंने फोर्स नहीं किया मुझे। लेकिन जो लोग बनना चाहते हैं, चाहे कोई लड़का हो या लड़की हो, एक लड़की ने मुझे कहा कि मैं भी इंडस्ट्री में आना चाहती हूँ, लेकिन मेरे परिवार वाले नहीं मान रहे हैं। तो मैंने कहा नहीं मान रहे हैं तो भगवान ने तुम्हें पंख दिए हैं, उड़ जाओ। क्योंकि मैं भी झूठ बोल के भाग गया था। मैंने कहा था कि मैं यूपीएससी की तैयारी करने जा रहा हूँ दिल्ली, जबकि मैं थिएटर करने जा रहा था। तो दे हैव टू फाइंड अ वे। जब मैं वहाँ पर था तो उस समय कम्युनिकेशन का बहुत बड़ा, इतना डेवलप्ड कम्युनिकेशन नहीं था, ट्रांसपोर्टेशन रोड्स अच्छे नहीं थे। पटना पहुँचने में मुझे 2 दिन लग गया था, और पटना से फिर एक ट्रेन पकड़ी जिसमें रिजर्वेशन नहीं था। तो अपने दोस्त के रिजर्वेशन को यूज़ करके मैं नीचे सोया, वो ऊपर सोया, वो कभी नीचे सोया, मैं कभी ऊपर सोया, करते हुए मैं दिल्ली आ गया था। आपको अपना रास्ता बनाना पड़ेगा, किसी भी तरीके से वो काम करना है जिस काम को करने में आपको प्रसन्नता हो रही। क्योंकि ज़िंदगी भर अगर आप वो काम करेंगे जो आप करना नहीं चाह रहे थे, तो आप तनाव में रहेंगे और अपने परिवार को भी तनाव देंगे।
थैंक यू सर।
Thank you. Next, yes.
This is Shorty from Anand Offline. So my question is, violence on women is glorified on a particular film, and what's your view? Like, an artist has a responsibility towards society. On the other hand, a filmmaker has that freedom of making anything, whatever he or she wants.
Go watch Joram. Watch Joram.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
so
exactly what I was going to do.
I would say it's what you choose. It's up to you. It's up to the audience. You can't ask filmmakers to make a film of your choice. He or she is going to make a film of his own choice, her own choice. We can't, if we want this democracy to really thrive, we can't ask them not to make it. Or we can't ask for protest, we can't ask for ban. No. That particular director is looking at his story in that manner, let him express himself. But at the same time, Devashish Makhija is making Joram, where women are celebrated. Right? So, there has to be place for everyone, there has to be space for everyone. I always believed that had cinema had any kind of an influence on the society, this society would have been a heaven. because mostly the films that we have made carried great messages, and we glorified women, we glorified good family values, but has it changed? No. So cinema or the stories, they take from society and they put it out there on screen, not vice versa.
And secondly, sir, any
Thank you,
early
thank
film
you.
directors
Thank
who
you.
want
Please sit down. No, one question, please, the gentleman out here. Your question, please.
William Shakespeare had once stated that the life is a stage and all the actors are players.
Right.
What module would you choose as an actor between real acting and real acting?
Well, I mean, real acting and real acting. That way we are all, I mean, what Shakespeare meant to say is something else actually. We are all given roles to play, and this is what we are doing. If you look at it, then there is only one player, and that is God who is playing us.
Exactly.
So, but I think whatever we do in our real life is also a kind of motivator for all the actors. So when two people are talking, actors are observing. When actor is talking to you, don't get fooled. He's observing you. He's not talking to you.
Yes, here.
सिखा रहे हूँ और उत्तम कुमार का पेपर का
जी
संबंधित हूँ। तो मैं एक बात बता, जब आप एक्टर होने नाते आपको तो बहुत सारा कैरेक्टर आता है आपके पास, लेकिन उसमें तो आप हर आर्टिस्ट को अलग सा पसंद होता है। तो इसीलिए मैं प्रश्न करता हूँ कि आपको कौन सा कैरेक्टर, नेगेटिव कैरेक्टर ज़्यादा आत्मतृप्ति मिलता है, लेकिन पॉजिटिव कैरेक्टर में आपको आत्मतृप्ति मिलता है?
नहीं, मैं बहुत ज़्यादा नेगेटिव होते हैं, लेकिन ज़्यादातर किरदार जो मुझे मिलते हैं वो सब मेन लीड होता है। वो मेन लीड में वो किरदार नेगेटिव भी होता है, कभी कभी नेगेटिव किरदार के बारे में कहानी होती है, कभी पॉजिटिव का ज़्यादा होता है। लेकिन मुझे नेगेटिव और पॉजिटिव मैं देखता नहीं हूँ। रोल चैलेंजिंग होना चाहिए, रोल ऐसा होना चाहिए जो मैंने कभी किया नहीं हो और ऐसा कभी किसी ने देखा ना हो, और ऐसा रोल जो जहाँ पर मुझे लगे कि पॉसिबिलिटी बहुत है उस रोल में, उसमें बहुत सारा चीज़ ऐड करने का पॉसिबिलिटी हो, तो ऐसे रोल करता हूँ मैं, जो आपको ऑडियंस के लिए एक नया एक्सपीरियंस मैं दे पाऊँ। ऐसे रोल, ऐसे स्क्रिप्ट में हमेशा ढूंढता रहता हूँ। Nowadays I get lot of scripts to read, and all of them are good scripts, believe me. But I say no to it because I am looking for something more than good. You know, where I can take the audience on a ride that they have never experienced before. So that gives a lot of responsibility, right?
मनोज भाई, बस हो गया। थैंक यू मनोज भाई। 5 मिनट और 6 लास्ट क्वेश्चन।
6 लास्ट, अच्छा, ओके।
नहीं, मैं आपको टाइमर दे दिया ना। ठीक है, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन, यस
जी।
सक्सेस का मतलब क्या है?
नो दो नहीं, हम 1-2 नहीं करेंगे, एक।
मेरे लिए सक्सेस का मतलब है फ्रीडम टू चूज, जहां पर मैं चुनाव कर पाऊं अपना, वही है।
क्या बात। सेकंड,
मनोज जी, आपने तमिल और तेलुगु फिल्म भी की है, अब इसमें क्या कोई बांग्ला फिल्म भी करेंगे?
पता है आपको, बंगाली हो सकता है कि मैं ज़्यादा आसान लगे मेरे लिए, तमिल तेलुगु तो वो ऊपर सर के ऊपर जाता था। तो बांग्ला फिल्म अगर कोई बहुत ही बेहतरीन स्क्रिप्ट आएगी तो क्यों नहीं करूँगा, क्योंकि ये भोजपुरी के बहुत पास है।
इसीलिए अप्रोच किया।
नहीं, तो जब होगा तो जरूर करूंगा, क्यों नहीं करूंगा।
डेफिनेटली, इट इज एवरी डायरेक्टर्स विश टू वर्क विद एन एक्टर लाइक हिम। यस।
मीना सेन, influence your study or work में, director का work, how you influence?
जब हम लोग when we were doing theater, so extensively we were watching films by these greats, okay? So when you are studying and doing research on these greats and watching their films, definitely the actor is getting enriched. How Mr. Ray, dealt with his actors, how he directed them, what kind of expectations he had from his actors, what kind of expectation Melanda had from his actors, how he directed his actors, or Mr. Ritu Khatta. So we used to read or get some information from the people who already worked with these greats. I'm always very curious to meet any actor who's been directed by any of these greats, because I really want to know what are the things that he used to say, what are the things that he used to share with you guys, and how he was on the set with you. So like Mr. Om Puri, many times I used to ask him, how was Mr. Ray with you, and what kind of direction he used to give to you. Or Sharmila ji, I have worked with her in Gulmohar, okay, and it has done extremely well on OTT. I used to ask her, because she has worked in 3 or 4 films with him, about his direction, about his expectation from the actor. So you are always getting enriched if you're really interested in growing as an actor, right?
True.
कुछ समय के लिए आए थे, वो लोगों ने उसको बढ़ा दिया बहुत ज़्यादा. वो होता ना few seconds के लिए आए थे. Because there was a thing that I could not even think of going back to my village, because that option was never there. I wanted to become an actor, and I didn't have option B. So option A is something that I worked for and worked very hard. When I got rejected for the first time, for 1 month my friends used to really be with me all the time, because they saw me completely breaking down. It was kind of a nervous breakdown for me. But they took care of me. And after that, there was a workshop announced by a very famous theatre group there, 365 days workshop. And my friends paid. They contributed, and they paid my fees for the workshop, and they pushed me to attend those workshops, and then everything was forgotten.
I just have one little thing to ask in this relation. You said that, when you failed, when you couldn't get through, you went through depression. Do you think, as an individual, it's very important to teach how to face failure in schools?
Yes, it is very difficult for the young minds. I have gone through it, and I can completely understand what happens to that young mind when they fail. They are actually not failing in their mind. They are actually worried about the expectations of the parents most of the time, because the parents are all the time talking about the studies and the coming, and getting into the ranks, the marks, the what they are going to become and how their life will change, and so much pressure is coming from the peers. The expectation is coming from the parents. So lesser you talk to your child about your expectation from him is better for his mental health.
मेरा प्रश्न आपसे ये है, कोलकाता इंटरनेशनल फेस्टिवल का जो ये 29 साल का कारवां था, ये जो सफर है, आज 29 साल में जाके बंगाल अपने आप को विश्व के दरबार में, जहाँ तक फिल्म की बात है, देख रहा है, या कोशिश हमारी है, इसीलिए ये कैप्शन है वर्ल्ड सिनेमा इन बंगाल. आप खुद आज इस मंच पे हाजिर हैं, और ये जो सफर है, इसके साथ जुड़ने से कैसा महसूस हो रहा है इस फेस्टिवल विश्व के दरबार?
I am honored, sir. I am honored. This is the first time I have been invited, and I made sure that I come here. And this was not in my itinerary, but the moment I have been conveyed that they want me to be there for the festival. Only thing I said that I can't attend the opening ceremony, but I'll definitely be coming and witnessing this gala affair, which has been going on for 29 years. And slowly, I must say, there are 2 festivals emerging as the topmost from India: Calcutta International Film Festival and Kerala International Film Festival.
Last two questions, yes.
Hi, Manoj. This is Shobita from Z 24 Ghanta. There are so many people coming all from all over the world, and whenever we are asking about Indian films, they are talking about Bollywood and Shah Rukh Khan. All they are talking about. And you just told us that you hate the word Bollywood. Why?
Bollywood, I don't, because it's as if we are the bad copy of Hollywood. We are not. We are making our original films. You mean to say that Bengali films are taken from Hollywood films? No, we had Satyajit Ray and Mr. Mrinal Singh and Ritu Ghatak. Okay, so I don't know who has given this term to our industry, but this is very demeaning. We are originals. Even our mainstream films are one of a kind. So when they are coming to, they know about Shah Rukh Khan or Amitabh Bachchan or Salman Khan. Look at their films. They have never. They chose not to be influenced by Hollywood and their mainstream. Rather, they made their own mainstreams. Okay, so that is why I think we are also known for our mainstream cinema outside, for song and dances, right? So if they are coming to see the shootings of Indian film industry and Indian film stars, why to give that name to us? Because our working style and our values don't match with Hollywood at all.
Thank you. Last question.
एक्टिंग करते हैं वो बड़ी सुंदर होती है, उसको आप कैसे कर पाते हैं? क्या आप मिलिट्री में रहे हैं? या फिर दो कविता की आपकी एक लाइन?
मेरे फादर जो थे वो फार्मर थे तो मैं मिलिट्री का तो माँ भी मुझे नहीं पता था कि वो लोग की ज़िंदगी कैसी होती है, लेकिन कई बार कंटोनमेंट में जाने का मौका लगा, कई बार सारे सैनिकों से मिलने का मौका लगा, उनके साथ पार्टी करने का। जी बहुत, मैं बहुत उनके पास आता जाता रहा हूँ। LOC फिल्म की हुई है मैंने, तो मुझे ये लगा कि ये सब लोग जो हैं इंसान ही होते हैं, उनकी भी ज़रूरतें वही होती हैं जो इंसानों की होती है, लेकिन जो अफसर होते हैं वो एक ख़ास तरीके का व्यवहार होता है उनका, जो मैं काफ़ी अफसरों में मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया। तो कभी भी मिलिट्री का कोई किरदार, जैसे IRE अगर आप देखेंगे तो उसमें वो कर्नल है, तो कर्नल जो होता है वो हायरार्की में ऊपर होता है बहुत, तो उसका रवैया कैसा होता है, वो कैसे बात करता है अपने मेजर से या कमांडिंग अफसर से, वो कैसे बात करता है अपने सोल्जर से, कैसे बात करता है, एक तरीका है और वो एक प्रोटोकॉल होता है। तो उस प्रोटोकॉल के कारण वो उनके सिस्टम का, उनकी पर्सनालिटी का हिस्सा हो जाता है।
उसको आप कैसे उसको ढालते हैं? किरदार तो आपके बड़े जबरदस्त होते हैं,
बड़ी मेहनत लगती है,
आप एकदम मिलिट्री मैन हो और उस किरदार को नहीं,
बड़ी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है। हम लोग 2-2 महीने तक, 3-3 महीने तक बहुत मेहनत करते हैं, एक अप्रोच लेते हैं और उससे तैयारी करते हैं हम लोग। बट सारे रोल्स करने का मेथड मेरा अलग होता है, एक डिवाइस अलग मैं इन्वेंट करता हूँ, तो उसी से पॉसिबल हो पाता है। कभी हो सका तो किताब लिखूंगा, हाउ टू अप्रोच परफॉर्मेंस। मेरी कविता की 2 लाइन, ये बहुत सारे बंगाल के जर्नलिस्ट समझ ही नहीं पाएंगे।
नहीं समझ, that would be a lovely lyrical way to end, I think, a press conference. हो जाए।
ओके, रूप भान पानी पत्थर,
We are fan.
Yeah, thank you sir. Thank you.
Bachchan and KIFF has me.
Oh, thank you sir. Okay.
We are Bengali.
Silence please.
सबको सुमार्ग पर लाने को, दुर्योधन को समझाने को, भगवान हस्तिनापुर आए, पांडव का संदेशा लाए। दो न्याय अगर तो आधा दो, दो न्याय अगर तो आधा दो, पर उसमें भी यदि बाधा हो तो दे दो केवल 5 ग्राम, रखो अपनी धरती तमाम, हम वही खुशी से खाएंगे, परिजन पर असी न उठाएंगे। दुर्योधन वो भी दे सका, दुर्योधन वो भी दे न सका, आशीष समाज की ले न सका, उल्टे हरि को बांधने चला, जो था असाध्य साधने चला। डगमग डगमग दिग्गज डोले, भगवान कुपित होकर बोले, बांधने मुझे तू आया है, जंजीर बड़ी क्या लाया है। गर मुझे बांधना चाहे मन, तो पहले बांध अनंत गगन, सोने को साध न सकता है, गर मुझे बांध कब सकता है।
Thank you so very much. I think this has been one of the loveliest press conference and most organized press conference ever. Thank you to my